always came up that way. And the only reason Sheamus didn't come up that way was because he had a tremendous look.
Yeah.
And for me, I wanted to push an Irish guy there straight away. Mm-hmm. And he was perfect. Very green starter now. I'm sure some of your own matches you look back and I look at some of the stuff with Irish and go, oh my God, he's back in the day. So he was kind of pushed into that position as the first champion. And in fairness to him, if he hadn't come along the second tour champion, he would have come up the exact same way. And he did. He was a driver, he did street team, but he just didn't do those jobs like your ring announcing and your the slow way. But he was a very good champion. The only 2-time champion actually is Sheamus.
Yeah.
And you're the longest champion, the longest reigning champion.
That's great. Sheamus was definitely like, I always thought of Sheamus as kind of like, he was like the Irish Hulk Hogan, if that makes sense.
He was the Irish Hulk Hogan without trying to make him the Irish Hulk Hogan.
Yeah. He wasn't like a carbon copy. He just had that size and look and natural charisma, and he had like...
I'm very Irish.
Very Irish, and the red hair and everything. It's like, this is perfect. And you could see why the WWE were like, whoo, come over here, sir.
I would have thought that Drew was more a rounded wrestler, better look, better, But Sheamus, I think he had a better fire. He understood things better.
Yeah. And
he knew how to play a game and get in there. And I think that's why he just shot out of the gates straight away. And I don't know, what's he there? 15 years or something like that?
Yeah, he is like unbelievable. He stayed really relative because he's the ability to reinvent himself a little bit, whether it's just like to come out with a little bit of new gear or a slightly different look or a new move every now and then, and that's amazing. That shows like real intelligence and keeping your character alive and longevity, because a lot of people in wrestling don't have longevity. There's no like, if you're lucky enough to get looked at and signed by the big time, you might even get out of development before you're released.
Speaking of Sheamus and the first ever championships, he was the first ever champion. We had our initial tournament in County Kildare in Ireland, and it was an 8-man tournament. We had wrestlers there from Canada, Ireland, England and America.
Cool.
And Vid Vane was there from Canada. We had Johnny Storm from England, Jody Fleisch from England, and Matt Cross. I was trying to think of his name. Matt Cross, M-Dog 20 was in the tournament as well. Yeah. So Sheamus won that 8-man tournament, and he was the first initial champion. And what was interesting was he used to have a long run initially as the champion, because I think a good way to put prestige into a belt is to have a champion that holds on to it for a while and takes on all comers and challengers. Hence the International Wrestling Championship. He lost that belt to D'Lo Brown. It was a pure fluke. It was a miscommunication with the referee. Sheamus was to lose the match by disqualification by his opponent at the time, Darren Burridge. So that was to have a feud going between those two. But the ref called it wrong, and he ended up counting a pin that he shouldn't have pinned.
All these years, I only know this now.
A lot of people won't know that.
Wow.
So D'Lo wasn't supposed to be the champion. So that's why Sheamus had such a short run, was the referee made a mistake. And I wasn't going to go out there. And at the time there, you still had to keep some form of kayfabe. So I wasn't going to expose to the audience, hey, we're going to do that again.
Yeah.
So to me, the most well-known champion was probably, from an international point of view, obviously Sheamus. But my favourite champion was you, because hence I left the belt on you for 3 years. And you took on challengers from 10 countries.
Yeah.
4 continents.
Yeah.
All around Ireland, every single county. You defended a belt in England, Wales, Northern Ireland, Republic of Ireland and Portugal.
Yeah.
So you really brought the international flavour to the belt. Not only the opponents were international, but you actually brought around a number of different countries. So how did you find